Hardwood Hoop. Today's Wednesday, February 8th, and my rankings are back. That's right, my college basketball rankings will be back this week. I'll get to that later on the show, but first I got some college basketball headline. COVID has once again, yes, COVID is still canceling games and postponing games till later dates. Big Ten this week, Minnesota versus Illinois is getting moved. Alright, let's get some upset alert from the past couple of weeks. Number 1, Purdue versus number 21, Indiana. I called it. You can say I called it. Indiana won 79-74. I called it. Purdue is not the number 1 team. Houston is. I'll get to that later on. Virginia Tech pulls up a big upset, 74-68 over number 6 Virginia. Kansas gets upset yet again. Iowa State this time coming off of a loss to Texas Tech. Their previous game coming back 68-53 over Kansas. St. Mary, woo, pulling up a big upset, 78-70 over Gonzaga. And look at that, Oklahoma State is fighting some momentum middle of the season, 79-73 over TCU. And Miami is really hot right now. They might be one of the best teams in the ACC right now. 78-74 over Clemson. Kansas bounces back, beating Texas 88-80. And just last night, UConn pulls off a big upset. I wasn't expecting this, but 87-72 over Marquette. Alright, guess what? I'm bringing a down and distance segment to here. That's right, it's overrated and underrated time. St. Mary is my underrated team right now. Holy cow, I watched that game. Gonzaga had no chance. I know St. Mary was home, but that crowd was really into it. They really controlled the momentum of that game, and I'm excited. You compare my rankings to AP rankings, I have St. Mary up higher than what the AP has. Anyway, my overrated team is Purdue. Obviously, I was talking about all last week about how Purdue is so overrated. Well, not really Purdue, but really the Big Ten is overrated. They got only Indiana, and I think just barely Rutgers. It's just they got to throw another Big Ten team in there to help Purdue out. And I said, if Purdue wins their next game against Indiana, sure, go ahead. They are the number 1 team. They lose to their first ranked team this year. They're not number 1. No way, no how. Alright, I got a bracket bubble time. Yep, it's my new show, and coming up in March, here's a special preview of it. So who's on the bubble right now? Well, we got Boise State, OSU, Oklahoma State, Nevada, and Memphis, as of this moment, are in right now, and this is according to ESPN. So, these are the 4 teams that would have a spot in the first 4. Which one of them are going to play each other? It's going to be hard to tell. I guess I could have made a prediction, but who is just out of the playoffs? Who probably lost this week and probably now right on the line, or has been building momentum and has a chance of getting in. Well, that's A&M, Florida, Seton Hall, and Oregon. A&M lost this week. They let me down. Florida, I think they lost. They're falling apart. Seton Hall and Oregon are building their resume. They're trying to get in there. I think Seton Hall can get in there. If they just get they got a big game with Gonzaga coming up and St. Mary. If they could just get a couple of those wins, they're in. Alright, let's get into my ranking. I got new graphics, so I can start from the bottom now this time. Duke is 25. With their loss, they're out of it now. NC State's 24. San Diego State's 23. Providence is 22. And UConn is 21. And by the way, I made these rankings Monday morning, so it has none effect on what happened this week so far. So, you can go ahead and take Duke out of it with that loss to Miami now. Alright, number 20, we got Indiana. They're continuing to build their resume. I think they should be a top 15 team now. Florida Atlantic FAU is at 19. TCU is at 18. Iowa State's at 17. Gonzaga is 16. Notice St. Mary is ahead of Gonzaga. They're in the top 15, probably a lot higher than what the AP has them. And TCU is kind of a back and forth thing. They're in between the 15 and 20 all season long. Same with Iowa State, too. All right, number 15, that team's going to be Baylor. Number 14, it's going to be St. Mary, sorry. They're at 14. Miami is at 13 now. Kansas State, another Big 12 team, at 12. The next Kansas team is at 11. Yeah, Kansas is not in the top 10 in my rankings to start off the season. That is not a good look for the Kansas right there. And also, you notice that I have so many. I think I have majority of the Big 12, more than half the Big 12 in my rankings. And I think you could say the same thing about the AP too. Moving on, number 10 is Virginia. I like the way they're playing right now. Marquette is number 9. They actually just lost last night, so they're going to have to be dropping moving spot for Virginia and Kansas. Number 8 is Xavier. Number 9 is Tennessee. I like the way they've been playing lately. Texas is 6. They did get a loss to Kansas, so I'm expecting Kansas to jump back in the top 10 next week, and it's quite possible that they might just switch places. We'll see about that later on. Number 5, I have UCLA back in the top 5. Number 4 is Alabama. Number 3 is Arizona. Number 2, Purdue. And number 1 is Houston. Again, these are my rankings, not the AP. I'm going to break down the AP rankings coming up in just a second. But, yeah, as you can tell, that I really like the way that Houston... Once again, Houston, a future Big 12 team, is number 1. The Big 12 is going to get another really special deal. All right, number 5 in the AP poll is Texas. Number 4 is Arizona. Number 3 is Alabama. Number 2 is Houston. And number 1 is Purdue, even after they just lost. So, I kind of need Houston to win their game Saturday, or I think their game is Friday. But, yeah, I think that if they can win their game Friday, they're number 1. I'll tell you that. And I had the number 1 before the AP poll, which now I realize I need to start doing an AP note like I did in Down and Distance. I'll add that next week to really break it down. But let's get into some NBA headlines for you. The NBA has approved the sale for the Suns in the G League Mercury to Matt Isabe. I know I mispronounced his name. I'm not going to pronounce it again. But NBA did approve of it. So the Suns are now owned by a new owner. And speaking of moving, Kyrie Irving got traded to the Mavericks. He is known for a team killer, or a team jinx killer. Whatever team he's on, they all of a sudden don't play so well. So not only did he hurt the Nets' chance of making the playoffs, now he just hurt the Mavericks. I like the way they're trading upward this year. Not anymore. Sorry. Bye. Bye, Mavericks. He's going to hurt you. Also, last night, as I was watching this game against Oklahoma City Thunder, LeBron James breaks NBA scoring record. To me, it seemed like he more cares about that record than actually winning the game. And it looked like every Lakers player passed it to him. And then, oh, get this. Right when he broke the record, he only scored 2 points, and he sat out the rest of the game. And that was the best ball movement I've ever seen with LeBron not in there. That was the best ball movement. Westbrook totally took over the end of the game. And, well, you know, the Lakers actually look like a solid team. Although they did lose, but they did come back. So, if you're gonna break a record, that you gotta win, LeBron James. Anyway, the Thunder win, move out their record. They're this close to jumping in the NBA play-in tournament. Trailblazers are just on the edge too. The Jazz, Timberwolves, and the Pelicans are in the playoffs as of right now in the Western standings. And you can see that Thunder are really good this year. I don't know why. You can check out my podcast about NBA TV scheduling, because I really think the Thunder and the Trailblazers need more TV spot. And the Jazz, too. There's a lot of good teams that hasn't even had a TV spot at all. Let's take a look at the West. The Wizards and the Raptors are right on the edge, making the playoffs. Again, I haven't seen those two having the TV spot either. Those are the teams that we want to see if they make the playoffs or not. Because playoffs on the line, folks. Those are going to make good games. They're going to play. Pacers are at 10. The Bills are not. The Chicago Bulls, at 9. And the Hawks are at 8. Those are your Eastern standings. Those 3 teams are in and above. Obviously, I like to, instead of doing, the top 5 like I did, I like to break down more closer into which teams would just close make the playoff. Alright, let's check out what's going around the network here on Busy Sport. Check out the Slate Report podcast every Monday, 6 o'clock. Down and Distance, when football season comes back around, it'll be every Tuesday at 6. This show, our basketball show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. That's Hardwood Hoops. And then Hot Seat, the first Monday of every month at 6:30, putting coaches on the hot seat, the firing seat. And our flagship show, American Game Day, every Saturday at 10 a.m. Getting you ready for a big day of Saturday. And I got a good one coming for you. And if you haven't already, check out our website for the latest news, scores, stats. And we actually recently updated so the upcoming shows things is more organized so you can better pick out, okay, which football, basketballs, live shows, podcasts are coming up. Alright, let's check out some basketball games going on tonight. On FS1 at 5:30, we got the Big East, Creighton, and Seton Hall. This could be a really big game tonight. And Creighton, they're ranked 23 people. I don't even have them close to being ranked. I have Seton Hall actually higher than Creighton in my just missed ranking spot. I really should release my just missed teams to keep an eye on, but probably won't. That didn't make it. That could make it later on in the season. But I got Seton Hall winning that game. Some NBA games. 6:30 on ESPN, the 76ers and the Celtics. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Who am I going to pick? Oh, duh, Celtics. They're obviously going to win this game. No question about that. Because Harden has got no defense whatsoever. Alright, the Mavericks playing against the Clippers, 9 o'clock ESPN. Oh yeah, Kyrie Irving opening night with the Mavericks on the road. Gonna be a tough one. Teams really don't play that well together, but the Clippers, I don't think they're very good at the moment. I got the Mavericks winning on the road. Alright, thanks for watching Hardwood Hoops. I'll see you next week, and I got a good show planned for American Game Day on Saturday. I'll see you next Wednesday at 6 on this show.